Well, certainly, I think one of the best experiences is seeing a person who's never used a Lisa before or a Mac before, and even never used a computer before. It is possible, easily possible, to teach most people to use one of these computers in about 20 minutes. And a lot of that is because you can explain what an icon means, and a person can remember it easily. So we certainly used Lisa as a jumping off point and making just some refinements and additions for some new features. What you see now is the image, the icon that you get when you just plug Mac in and turn it on. It prompts you with a picture of the diskette, saying, I need something.
Okay,
so that all you do is, it only fits in one way, so there's no way you can break it or make a mistake. You just pop it in. You get an image of a content Mac, so you know that everything is okay and you're welcomed. It's just so that the person using Mac gets information all the time visually, so nothing has to be translated. A little wristwatch to tell you, just wait 1 second.
Things are happening. You've replaced the salt timer?
Yeah, we're moving into the 80s.
So what do we have now?
So what we have now is an image on the screen of the diskette that we put in the slot. And it can be with the mouse, it can be moved.
Okay. And it's already showing you the name of that disk.
Right. And it's highlighted in the sense that it's inverted, so that Mac knows that you want to do something to this diskette, and your choices of what you might want to do are listed in hidden menus that operate a little bit like window shades. When you move your cursor, right, that are choices. We could find out something about this diskette, or we can just open it, or we could eject it. But if we open it, just say open, and immediately you get what we call a window that displays graphically and in words what is contained on the diskette in the machine. So you can see there's a picture of a hand painting, which symbolizes a paint program, and a handwriting for the word processor, and a couple of memos that were already written, some folders. If, say, you want to store a document or two in a folder, it's analogous to life. You just put the piece of paper in the folder.
Now you've got something called the control panel here. Show me what that is.
Always available to you are a number of desk accessories. So you move the cursor to control panel, let go of the mouse button. So this, which looks a little bit like a dashboard, lets you fine-tune this system in a number of ways to your comfort level, or just your personal preferences. The computer will work no matter what settings. So say, here's a little volume control. You can see the speaker. So every now and then you hear a beep with Mac when you turn it on, or sometimes during applications. If you're at home by yourself and you're listening to the stereo, you might want to know that you'll always hear those beeps. If you're a student working in the library, you can move it so that just the bar will flash, so there's no noise at all. Say some of the other features let you adjust keyboard repeat rate, or a menu flash, or the amount of time between double clicks, which might vary with the age of the person. Pop the control panel away by just clicking on it. And Notepad lets you, while you're working in any application, as well as just this, what we call the Finder, which is like a directory, be able to grab the keyboard and write a note to yourself. Remember to read page 12. And you could say, put this away, or you could move it over. We can go to page 2, where it says another note, one left for oneself. Flip to page 3. Up to 8 pages of notes that could help you in your work or just remind you of social events.
One of the items was Scrapbook?
Right. Scrapbook lets you keep, literally, you're only up to 256. You're only limited by how much memory you have free. Pictures or messages or documents, always available for the terms we use are cutting and pasting. Right. So say to open a word processor application, you could click on Mac Write and say open. If you want to get right to a document, which automatically launches the application. Same procedure, which is why it's easy to use.
Same
We're loading the
program,
word
Mac,
processor and to the specific document that we can, here's an old little bit of sample text. This is how the word processor appears to you. A ruler lets you set formats, which is certainly a familiar object. Say you want to go from single to double space, just click on the wider image if you want.
And you can justify or center. We're not going to have time actually, but you could have pulled up pictures from Mac Paint from the scrapbook and then insert them into the document.
Paste them in just by saying paste from the menu. If you want to change a word to be bold, just say bold. Change the font to something like Old English.